He's the boss of Bee Vectoring Technologies, which is a company that uses bees to deliver biological protection to crops.
Yes, here's how it works. The company places its special powder made of fungus and light adherent in a special dispenser, which we've actually brought into the set that you'll see in just a moment.
Commercially reared bees are then directed to walk through the dispenser, very obediently, as they leave the hive.
Now, when the bees then leave their hive and fly around their natural foraging area, they deliver the treatment to each plant that they visit. Well, one man that knows everything about this is Ashish MALIK, who's CEO of Bee Vectoring Technologies, and he joins us live now in the studio. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You have brought one of your beehives into the studio for us. Just give us a very quick demonstration as to how it works.
Absolutely. So what you see here is a commercial bumblebee hive, and I can promise there's no live insects inside here.
We're delighted to hear that.
Oh, very pleased.
So what you see inside the box here is where the bees are normally nesting. This is where, and you'll have somewhere around 200 hives, 200 bees inside a fully mature beehive. And as the bees are leaving...
If we turn it this way, maybe, show the top shot, these little holes, I think.
Exactly. So what you see here is the bees come in through this hole, and then they nest inside, and then when they're leaving, they walk across this tray, and this tray contains the beneficial plant treatment agent. Okay, it's a little powder that sits inside this tray, and as they leave the hive, they carry that beneficial fungus to the crops.
And the idea is, this is a biological treatment
yeah.
that is good both for the plants and also for the bees.
Absolutely. So what this actually does is when the beneficial fungus reaches the plant, it colonizes the plant in a symbiotic relationship and helps the plant fight diseases. So through the use of this technology, the farmers can reduce the amount of chemical pesticides that they're using on the crop, so which is good for us as consumers.
I just have a quick question for you.
Yeah,
Andy.
sure.
If I were a farmer, and if I were spraying a crop protection agent across my fields, I would know which areas I've covered. If I was using this, how can I be sure that the bees have covered the entire area that I need them to work on, if you like?
Sure. So this is backed by many years of research study and field trials, and we've actually determined through the number of bees that are inside a beehive how many hives we have to place in a crop's field, right? And that depends. The number is different for strawberries. It might be different for sunflowers or other pollinating crops. But the way bees work is that is their food source. So they're very good at finding flowers that have the nectar and the pollen that they need to bring back to the hive. And successive waves of bees will go and visit hives that have that, flowers that have that food source. So they cover the entire field over time.
I mean, just as a layman observer, there are lots of bees around in the summer, not as many around in the winter. Presumably this will only work then for seasonal crops that, need protecting when they're blooming in summer.
So the concept of using commercial bees to vector or deliver a biological plant treatment can be adapted for different species of bees, right? So what I've brought in here is a system that works with bumblebees. Bumblebees tend to work in colder temperatures, wetter climates, but then you've got other seasons where the temperatures are warmer or drier, and honeybees are better suited for pollinating crops in those seasons. And so we're now adapting this system to work with honeybees as well. So over time, we're going to have a system for different species of bees.
You've been undergoing months of testing. I know it's still to pass regulatory approval over in the States and also here in Europe. But throughout the testing, just talk to me, how many of these do you actually need per hectare or acre of farming if one was a farmer? And also, what are the costs and how successful has it been in terms of the fruit yield?
Absolutely. So the key to this technology is that we have to find a way to increase the profitability for the farmer. So if we're not able to improve the economics for the farming operation, we don't have a viable business model. So we've been testing this for many years. The technology is actually about 20 years old. The concept of using bees to vector biological treatments has been studied for quite a while in the academic community. We've been doing studies in a replicated environment for a couple of years. And in strawberries, for example, the research suggests that we need about a hive and a half per acre, which is roughly three hives per hectare. In the United States, we still deal in acres. But for other crops, that dose rate, if you will, the density of hives might be different.
very quickly, we were just talking about this in the green room earlier.
Yeah.
Does it hurt the bees? Is it good?
No, of course not. I mean, we have to make. I mean, we've done all sorts of studies to show that the particular product that we're vectoring is totally safe for the bees. It's a natural organism which doesn't have any effect on the adults or on the larvae.
Okay.
And you know, just to kind of finish on the economics, we've actually been able to demonstrate that the yields that the farmer gets from using this technology are much higher than conventional.
Unfortunately, we've got run out of time, Ashish, but really good to see you. Thanks for talking us through. Ashish Malik there from Bee Vectoring Technology.
Thank you.
Thanks.